Minnesota North Stars. Bill Barber scored his 400th career goal. 1. Peter McNabb's 300th career goal helped Boston Bruins to a 4-1 victory over Hartford Whalers. Buffalo Sabres downed Washington Capitals 5-2. Chicago Blackhawks edged Detroit Red Wings 5-4. Winnipeg Jets and Calgary Flames played to a 1-all tie. And out in Vancouver, the Canucks beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 7-4. In the Western Hockey League, Regina Pats won their third straight game tonight, a 7-2 victory over the new Westminster Bruins. Bruins opened the scoring, but the Pats ran the score to 6-1 before the Bruins scored again. The only other game tonight saw Kamloops defeat Lethbridge 2-0. In Saskatchewan junior hockey action, Lloydminster Lancers defeated Estevan Bruins 5-2. A goal at the 2:29 mark in overtime gave the Yorkton Terriers a 5-4 win over Melville Millionaires.
October 9th to 16th, Jubilee Building Exhibition Grounds, 9 till 10 daily.
South into the Montana, North Dakota area. And this trough action is actually affecting both the province of Manitoba and the province of Saskatchewan. At the present time, most of the areas east of Swift Current are receiving some sort of rain or at least isolated shower activity. And this is expected to continue through most of the evening. However, the bright spot on the weather picture is that we have a high pressure system which is out on the west coast. It is starting to build in to the province, and as it gets stronger, we expect to see some clearing skies, hopefully by Tuesday. Let's take a look at the temperatures around Saskatchewan. In East End, it's 8 degrees, Estevan 13, Rockglen 10, and Broadview 10. In Yorkton 11, Prince Albert 6, Laurent 6, and Battleford's 8 degrees. In Regina, it's overcast with light rain, the temperature 10 degrees, and the wind from the west at 6. In Moose Jaw, it's overcast with light rain, the wind is calm, and the temperature 11 degrees. Saskatoon, it is 7. Forecast for tonight, variable cloud, isolated showers. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler. And Tuesday, we should see some mostly sunny weather. My name is David Henley, and this is Newsday Final. From all of us, have a pleasant evening.
This is CBC.
Serving central and northern Saskatchewan.
This is CBC.
Serving central and northern Saskatchewan. CBC Saskatoon.
No, sir.
Jean Valjean, when you come into this court, you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. You have failed to do this, and there is nothing for me to do but to pass sentence on you according. You should do well. Next.
Parenting is a journey of discovery. Every turn brings a new adventure, a new challenge. And just ahead are
and provide the best possible care. Your baby will be unique, as different from other babies as you are from other adults. Since no two babies are alike, the parenting decisions you make must consider the special needs of your baby. You'll make some mistakes, and you'll learn a lot from them. You'll also have questions along the way, questions that deserve proper answers. Your baby's doctor and nurse have the experience. But your baby's doctor and nurse can help you recognize what it takes. Even now, as you get ready for your baby, it's natural to have questions. Will my baby be okay? What will my baby be like? And will I be a good parent? Caregiving decisions. Our first program for you and your baby will help you think about and understand your baby, as well as the responsibilities of parenting. Featuring noted pediatrician T. Barry Brazelton, it follows several couples from the last trimester to 6 weeks after the birth of their baby, and shows how they grow and gain the confidence to excel at parenting.
Those moments right after birth are so special. Touching, trying to get the baby to look back at you. Parents and their babies communicating for the very first time. I know how important it is for parents to understand their baby. Should I hold it?
Making with Paper Capers paper ribbon. Today I'll be showing you a number of bow making techniques that you can adapt and use for gift wrapping, wreaths, floral arrangements, and much more. Today we'll be working with these books, Paper Ribbon Bows, The Finishing Touch by Sandy Dye, and the Remember, when you're shopping for materials, be sure to pick up Paper Capers paper ribbon. It's the premium.
Up until today's class, we've been talking mostly about your labor and delivery and getting ready for that big event in your life. But today I want to focus on your newborn.
You know, you read all kinds of materials and literature and things, and you go to the classes.
First paper ribbon is made to exacting specifications with the highest quality materials for maximum performance as a paper ribbon. It's soft and easy to work with. It's reshapeable and fade resistant. Other paper ribbons are often made from leftovers and may vary from batch to batch in color and texture. We have a lot to show you today, so let's get started on our first bow.
I developed in my head sort of a list of positive parenting traits that I liked and also some things I definitely wanted to avoid doing. And I think for me it's a matter of comparison. How much
Dreamer. Now, of course, it's twisted.
your babies have communicated with you even now.
Untwist it, turn it, and pull it out.
Kinds of things you already know about your baby.
But I can fit that to mine, so we'll just put those aside. To make the coordinating color, we're going to cut this a little bit, and I'm just going to cut off about 2 inches of it because it's about 6 inches wide. Now I'm going to lay that over my other piece. These are both 17 inches. And I will want to turn them. Let me show you an easy way to find the center. You can just finger press that down, then you know where the center is. And you want to overlap that. And then we're just going to scrunch it down and staple it.
Sleep 2 or 3 hours and wake up, or just sleep for the whole entire time?
Is the baby healthy, and will it be...
Yeah.
Less than I would with a healthy baby. It's, you know, still my child, and I still love it just as much.
Finally, you and your baby. The hard work of birthing seems like a distant memory as you touch, stare, feel. You're already getting to know each other.
And you always want to pull your loops from the inside, not the outside. You'll mash it down if you pull from the outside.
Sweeps over you at once.
The first thing I said when I saw...
Down to the corner at a 45-degree angle. Now we just pull our streamers to the center and see how you see that. A little variation of that. And this I'm using the country blue.
Things that he has made me feel that feelings of disappointment were silly. They're all gone now.
Special, with a unique personality, the ability to feel and interact with the world around him. Your baby learns by absorbing information through his senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching.
Looks like he's really starting to wake up. Right there. You know, sometimes when babies are waking up, they can either be pokey about it or they'll wake up real quickly and be fussy.
Twist it. On this one, we've got a little more to go around, so just twist it on the center. Turn it over. And you want to pull the long one under. That's why you go off center a little bit on the streamers. The nice thing about paper capers, it will not rub off on your hands. So when you're working, you don't get glue all over your hands. It also will not fade onto other parts of your project or onto your package. Or a wreath. It's finished.
Feeling? What is he thinking? A newborn is not just a passive observer.
Wanna go to mommy?
Your baby is capable of really participating in your world.
What do you think he's telling me?
You wet?
Since babies can't speak, they communicate their needs and preferences through body messages. Facial expressions, body movements like increased activity or looking away.
4-inch loop. This part of it should be 4 inches. Now, we're going to twist it to completely turn it over and twist it that. And I'm going to...
When you can interpret your baby's messages.
Bow center. Now, that it's butterfly wings. Each time you make a 4-inch loop.
By keeping him as calm as you can during it, and then doing it only when you absolutely need to. He won't need to be bathed every day. Great. At other times when he's been upset, what have you noticed has calmed him down?
One of the things that we normally do is feed him. When you feed the baby, it seems like really calms him down.
Uncertainty because 4 hours have gone by and he's sound asleep and blissful, and 4.5 and almost 5.
His sleep, he seems so good, so hard.
Waking up.
And what is he telling you now?
He's telling me he's starting to wake up a little bit.
A lot of the concern over not crying, although we laugh about it. It sounds good to get a good night's sleep, but it seems to be the one way babies communicate a lot is through crying. And if she doesn't cry so much, how will we know?
How much love and enjoyment a pet can add to your life. If this is your first pet, I guarantee you'll find this out for yourself in no time. The purpose of this video is to help you enjoy and appreciate your new friend and help see you through those sometimes trying first few days and the occasional behavior problems. It will also make sure that you understand what you need to about your pet's medical care. We suggest you watch it all the way through the first time. Then, if you'd like to review a particular subject anytime after.
He opens his eyes and stuff, and he looks at me like, "Why are you singing? Stop torturing me."
I thought I would have trouble interpreting his vocalizations and his behavior, but it's really pretty obvious.
Most of the time
Fold it in the center and just trim out towards the edge at a 45-degree angle. Then I'm just going to take the center of that and put it on the back side of my bow and make a turn around it. Now I can put this anywhere I want it. I can leave it out to the side and put it down to the bottom.
and 4 weeks had to handle it right, I guess. And
If
you
I were
also
putting it
learn,
on a package.
you know, the behavior of your baby and what makes him more comfortable or what makes him more secure, and I guess you get to know him pretty good.
Reminds him of the sound of his mother's heartbeat. Even with all that, you still should be prepared for some crying the first few nights, especially if your dog or puppy is kept where he can't see you. As tempted as you might be to go and comfort him, don't give in. It will only reinforce the crying behavior, which may make it a nightly occurrence. Also, try not to spoil your dog. It's not always necessary to give your pet attention when he wants it, but be very ready to give praise when he deserves it.
Exciting, so exciting. I feel like I just can't hug him enough or kiss him enough to show him how much I love him. But there's also the frustrating times that I'm more shocked about, because
at least for the
when
first
he
few
cries,
days, to feed the same type and amount of food he was being fed before. Changing the diet abruptly can lead to intestinal problems like diarrhea, which leads us to another important point: the need to monitor your new friend as carefully as you can in the beginning. Watch for problems like depression, lethargy, loss of appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, or anything else that just doesn't seem right. It may be the stress of a new home,
another
or it
loop
may be something
on top of it, so that we have a double center. And I'm going to bring it back across and make one on the other side. The same length as this one. I'm just holding it with my right hand here. Now straighten my paper out. We're not crimping the paper in the middle this time. Now I'm going to come out and make it.
Back and rock. You look for things to assist you.
Well, I found out there's more to life than just golf.
Parents go through a whole range of emotions during the first days after their baby's birth. Those first moments, that unbelievable magic of falling in love, of holding their baby for the...
inside the
control for every month of age to a maximum of 8 to 10 hours.
Most dogs all learn quickly to keep their cages clean. This is an ideal method for older dogs.
Understanding a baby's needs, by understanding how he responds to you, what he's trying to say to you, all of that teaches you how to be a parent. With the support of everyone, family, friends, professionals, parents can learn how to interpret their baby's messages.
staples. And I'm going to put a streamer on this one because I have a piece left. Now, at this point, I can have a number of choices as to the way of finish the ends on my streamer. I can cut them as we've been cutting the others by folding it in the middle and cutting it down at a 45-degree angle. Now, that's a pointed end. Then we can cut it the opposite.
And begin outdoor training. Several times a day, take him out to an area you've already prepared. Let him relieve himself, praise him, and bring him back in. Once your puppy seems to be getting the hang of it and eliminating only outdoors, you can extend his living area to other rooms.
Depending on the age of the dog and how diligent you are, paper training should take 5 to 10 days for most puppies. If accidents keep on occurring frequently, it's usually a sign that you're rushing things.
Whether you elect to crate train, paper train, or use a combination of both, a punishment should be effective and encourage the desired result, or it's not even worth your efforts. To be most effective,
I can feel new hope as I hold new life growing together.
Your baby is born. Those many months of planning, waiting, dreaming are over, yet just begun. The future will mean more planning and dreaming, more decisions about what's best for your baby.
Points on there. In other words, adjust it at the center, and then hold it with your fingers and glue it. You want to glue the top one and the bottom one before you let go of it.
The area around the nipple darkens and may become more sensitive. Eventually, a clear to yellowish liquid may appear. This liquid is colostrum, your first milk.
If you have any questions,
Inches long. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold it in the center.
and do it. Some puppies will go on eating twice daily throughout their entire first year, while others may start showing up.
washcloth. It's important not to use soap on the nipples because the soap tends to remove the oils, which help
Year of age, most small and medium-sized dogs are ready to switch to adult dog food.
and accessibility for breastfeeding. Are there any other?
Whether your baby is born vaginally or by cesarean delivery, breastfeeding can start soon after birth. So
Now, because we get pretty tight in the center, we're going to just take this to offset the loops that we put on the first time.
Consult with your veterinarian first. And here's another subject that stirs up considerable debate: to chew or not to chew. Some pet owners fear that giving their puppies chew toys sets a bad precedent. But the fact is that all dogs need to chew, especially puppies. Regular chewing helps them get rid of their baby teeth at the right time and helps keep their permanent teeth properly aligned. The question isn't whether they should chew then, but what. There are numerous products on the market today that are both safe and satisfying. For instance,
there are several positions for feeding your baby, so choose whichever position is most comfortable for you. A pillow under your baby will provide additional support and may be especially helpful after a cesarean delivery. In the sitting position, hold your baby on his side, facing your breast.
Half of this, so about 7 inches. I'm going to glue it together. In the center of my bow.
Now, place your thumb above your areola and your fingers below to support your breast. You will need to support your breast this way until your baby... Draw him even closer to your breast into a snug tummy-to-tummy position. Your baby's nose may just touch your breast, and if the nostrils are blocked, lift up on your breast slightly. If still blocked, you could gently press your thumb against your breast, but be careful not to pull your nipple out of the baby's mouth. If you lie down, lie on your side, perhaps using some pillows to help support your back. The baby should be lying on his side facing your breast. With your arms supporting your baby's back, move him close enough so that you can gently guide your breast toward his mouth. Again, touch his lips with your nipple. The baby will open his mouth and seek your breast. Whatever position is used, the areola should be placed well into the baby's mouth so the tongue and gums can press on it rather than only on the nipple. The up and down pressure on the areola is necessary to stimulate the breast to produce milk and release it. This release of milk is called the letdown reflex and may take several days to fully develop. Some women say they feel a tingling sensation in their breasts when letdown occurs. You will soon be producing mature milk, and don't be surprised if it appears thinner or more bluish than colostrum. Don't worry if your baby doesn't nurse well the first couple of times. These first feedings are more of an
Car. Blue Diamond again. California Fox.
Gently insert your finger between your baby's gums, causing your baby to release the...
We still twist underneath. That's 2. We're going to make 4 of these also. And this is my 4th one that's 3 inches long. Now I'm going to go a little bit wider and make 3.5-inch loops. Twisting every time to get the right side of the ribbon facing me. Now, when we finish that one, I'm going to just make one more because I have that piece left. That'll make my bow just a little fuller. Now I'm going to take an 18-inch piece of 24-gauge wire and put it... That helps me when I'm tying. And I wrap it around and I tie it as tightly as I can. Once I get it started, then I can tighten it with my, hold it in the other hand and tighten it. Piece there, and we're going to pull the loops now, and you pull from the center of your, pull the loops out to the side, and you want to spread the loops.
Place your hand on your breast at the edge of the areola and press in toward your
It's all held in place by the wire, so don't be afraid to really pull on it.
Continue expressing
and adjust them. You can put it down on the counter. That will help you.
Most mothers are able to produce...
As you pull one, it's going to kind of separate the others, too. But you're going to basically position to where you want them. Then you can start fluffing. And you pull from the base. Fluff each loop and pull it out from the base.
Plastic container. Your milk can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 48 hours, longer if frozen. If
Now,
your
these are
express
very
milk is
useful.
not
You can put
available,
these on
infant
packages.
formula may
or
occasionally
they're-
be used after 3 to 4 weeks of successful breastfeeding. But get your doctor's advice first, so you don't disrupt your breast milk production.
All 3 of these areas at the same time.
If you work with your veterinarian to practice preventive medicine, stopping problems before they can start, you greatly increase the odds of your dog leading a happy, healthy life. Spaying and neutering are important preventative procedures, but many people question if they're necessary.
The answer is all around us. Each year in the United
While you were
States,
pregnant, your
millions of
diet had to
unwanted
nourish
dogs and
both
cats
you
are
and
put to
your
sleep
growing
in our
baby.
nation's pounds
Now
and
that your
shelters.
baby is breastfeeding, your diet is
Population
still
control
very
is reason
important
enough
your
for
own
spaying
good
and
health,
neutering,
as well
but
as
it's
for
also true
production
that the
of breast
procedures
milk.
are just plain
As
good
long
for your
as you are
dog.
breastfeeding,
In
both
females,
your food
it
and
can help
liquid
prevent a
needs
number
will
of
be
serious
greater than
infections and
pregnant
diseases,
women.
including
You will need
mammary,
about
ovarian,
500
and uterine
additional
cancer.
calories each
In
day.
fact, mammary
Try to
cancer
eat
can be
some foods
almost
from each
completely
food group.
eliminated if you spay your dog prior to her second heat, which is around 14 months of age.
You will also need to increase the amount of liquids you drink each day. If you can't drink milk, ask your healthcare professional. Nurse. If you notice that your baby is bothered by your milk after you eat certain foods, simply avoid them. Just as certain flavors can be carried in your milk, so will alcohol, caffeine, medicines, and nicotine. It's best for breastfeeding mothers not to. Most mothers are able to maintain their outside activities and continue to breastfeed successfully. Most of all, enjoy these special moments with your baby and be confident in your ability to breastfeed your baby.
Attackers we drop. That's more important. Drop your attacker first. Okay, now I want to show you some real life situations. When a gun point, knife point at you from different angle and different positions. How do you make the true decisions? When to move, when not to move, and the right move to make. Let's start out with Jeff, would you come up here with a knife? Remember, and destinations are very, very important. Point a knife at me like if you were really involved in fighting. Okay. Now, from this far away, really, if you were an expert, then you need to wrap around your shoulders and you get involved in fighting. this close, tell me no move, I think he's in trouble. Because, see, and one of the things we want to do is actually move. Or the gun this close, which probably they don't have.
Your baby's specific nutritional needs. Don't change your infant's feeding without consulting them first. But just as you strive to meet your baby's nutritional needs, you also want to safeguard you and your baby.
It's always into the vital area. So when you get this close, that's no problem anymore. Then the gun's over here. Actually, if you would get a real advanced, by little arm is broken. The knife.
Many reasons why seatbelts should be worn by everyone who drives or
the neck.
Despite overwhelming facts that show that seatbelts reduce injuries and save.
So you don't want to move.
Presentation is to shatter those myths.
Is allowed to begin again. If you think about the number of times your pet may be bitten by mosquitoes, you'll see why it's essential to have your veterinarian check your pet for heartworms. Dogs and cats who...
Baby.
Myth number 1. Seatbelts increase the risk of injury to
Which technique is that? Eagle claw. Okay. Knife.
Nothing could be further from the truth. The fact is, when properly worn, seatbelts are nearly 50% effective in preventing injury to any vehicle occupants, and that includes women who are pregnant.
Can get cut up very bad.
The best way to protect an unborn baby from
Start with a selection of insecticides to use in your pet's environment, such as foggers, sprays, foams, or dust. It's advisable to vacuum carpets and clean bedding after insecticide treatment. Be sure to dispose of the vacuum bag properly to prevent the further reintroduction of fleas and eggs back into the environment. Be careful and always read the labels of the unsuitable for indoor use and can actually be dangerous to you and your pet. Another method to control the indoor flea problem, especially in houses with carpeting, is a desiccant powder which will dehydrate the
But look
flea.
what happens when a pregnant woman is properly secured by seatbelts. Her energy is absorbed through the belts. Chances are good that she will not strike the interior.
Again, your veterinarian can advise you as to which products are working well in your area.
Chances of surviving the accident would have been greatly improved, and therefore your unborn baby's chances of surviving would have been greatly improved too. The same thing applies in other types of collisions. If you don't wear your seatbelts, you may be...
Which provide quick kill as well as providing residual effects against fleas. Most of these sprays are safe if used according to your veterinarian's directions and can be used frequently without toxicity. Systemic insecticide is a form of flea control over which there is some dispute.
Wearing seat belts properly will keep you in the
In
vehicle.
severe
and
flea
help
infestations. Remember, as much as we want to rid our pets and ourselves of
the baby
fleas,
will be protected too.
very dangerous. Therefore, your veterinarian's advice in these matters is essential to the success of your flea control program and the health of both you and your pet.
Won't be hurt. And you'll have the same protection as if you were not pregnant.
God, for a split second. But this man is your enemy, that you hurt his family.
Now with your right hand, pull the latch plate out as far as you can reach, sliding it along the belt as necessary. Then attach it to the buckle until it clicks. If the belt isn't long enough to go around you, you may need to get a seat belt extender from your vehicle dealer. The lap belt should be positioned as low on your hips as possible, under the abdomen and unborn child. It should be snug around your pelvic bones, and
He still probably could shoot you. What we want to do is, since you do that, you might want to go right into, immediately, on the throat, and shoot right into it. Remember, as I said, when they can't see, they can focus. The idea is, this is only temporary overcoming. This is something you have to go in and do. Now let's do it.
should an impact occur. There's a comfort feature designed into the wind-up mechanism to help you get the shoulder belt just the way you want it. It works like a window shade. Pull the belt out at least 5 inches, then let it come back against your body. Pull out again an inch or so, just far enough to give you a little slack and release. The belt will...
So we turn this, break this immediately.
Won't sit still long enough to wear their seatbelts. They have to move around or they drive me crazy. As for the baby, well, I put her in her car seat when I drive like I'm supposed to. And I put the older kids in the rear seat. Oh, I may not make them use the belts, but under the circumstances, I figure that's the safest way to go.
No, that's not the safest way to go. That's why all states have passed laws that require children below a certain age that is securely belted into place, or by the vehicle seatbelt system. Even so, all too often, parents allow children to be unbelted, free to move around the interior of the vehicle. They have a sense of security that if children ride in the rear seat area, they will be protected in the event of an accident. But is that a fact? Serious accident. They can be ejected from the vehicle. Using a seatbelt and wearing it properly can make a real difference by keeping them in the vehicle. A properly secured child seat will also protect younger children should an accident occur. There are a number of child seat...
Walk to the right, and turn. It's the opposite.
Right for each child.
You shift out of focus. Use the right. blow your way.
By hitting the interior of the vehicle. If you were holding a baby, it could be crushed between you and the instrument panel. Even when you are belted, there are tremendous forces at work. In a crash, as
Seatbelts scare me. I'm afraid they'll choke me or trap me if I'm in an accident.
We don't want to be trapped. If our truck goes in the river,
What I really would
catches
do
on
is
fire,
grab this out of the way.
we want to be able to
really,
get out.
And try to turn it as much as quick as I
there's
can.
no myth more
Go for
widespread than the one about seatbelts trapping people in their cars in the event of a fiery crash.
These are the things that I
are
like to
extremely
do.
small. Fires occurred in
They can
fewer
save
than
your
4
life
out of
because
every
it's
10,000
physical defense and mental defense.
that were involved in accidents.
These are things called
In those
don'ts and
crashes,
do's.
72 unbelted passengers were fatally injured. An accident. When the vehicle stops,
So you might not get a second chance. So don't give up your life. Don't hold your breath and hope they will go away. You have to do something. If you don't know what to do, you're in trouble. So learn to do something. Don't say, I can't. Don't be afraid to face that. The fear. If you know you're going to get hurt. Don't beg for mercies when someone says they are going to really kill you. When someone puts a gun on your head and tell you to get you on your knee, chances are they are crazy enough to put a gun on your head.
properly worn belt. Whatever discomfort you might feel would be much worse if you weren't wearing your belt. The fact is, no matter what kind of accident that you may be involved in, your chances of escaping without serious injury are much greater when you're wearing a lap shoulder belt properly.
Look,
They only make it worse. Realize that you action
Chance.
By far, the greatest number of accidents occur within 25 months.
don't abuse things I teach you unless they're for real situations. Teaching you really protect yourself. This technique.
Anytime, at any speed. They don't necessarily have anything to do with your ability as a driver. Many people are innocent victims of accidents caused by others.